Hi there, today we're going to give you a first look at some of the new features available in PlayoutONE version 5.1. My name's Alex and I'm joined by my Air colleague and a familiar face here on the channel, Mr. Dave Briley-Jones.
Hi everybody, hi Alex, lots to discuss, can't wait to get started.
Absolutely, so let's dive straight in. Dave, what can we look forward to in the latest update to PlayoutONE?
Well, we have been super busy. It's been just over a year since we released version 5.0, and that had a ton of features in, and so has 5.1. I'm going to show you today the new layout manager. I'm going to show you the new launcher. I'm going to show you how we now mix down on a schedule using file copy. Super excited for that. We've integrated with Futori's audio AI service to make that a lot easier. And we've got shared voice tracks making its debut for the first time in 5.1. If you operate more than one station, this is going to be a game changer for you.
Brilliant. So let's get stuck in then to the first of the new features and let's talk a little bit about the new look launcher.
The launcher. It's where all your PlayoutONE modules live, and we've given it a little spruce up. Let's take a look. So if you don't know where the launcher lives, it's the little thing that hides behind the one icon in the top left-hand corner of PlayoutONE. Here it is. We've given the launcher a nice little spruce, some new icons, and we've added some new modules in there as well. So if you are looking for your Canadian content widget, because you're a Canadian station, it now lives in here. It's super easy to find. We've also got some other things in here too, which we're going to talk about, the layout manager. There's also nice, easy access to the category manager, type manager, and the all-important quick keys.
What a massive improvement there already, and that's not the only thing that's new when it comes to making things a little bit easier to find.
Yeah, we've got the layout manager next. And let's just say, Alex, you and I, we share a studio. I like my media finder on the right. You like it on the left. Instead of us fighting on who wins, we can now both be right. And it's all thanks to the layout manager. Let's take a look. So the layout manager can be found in the launcher. Let's go and take a look how it looks. So it's that little orange button there in the middle. Now, by default, when you get 5.1, there's a default layout. And what I would advise you do is save your default layout. This is how I like the system. So I'm going to save that. Now, let's go change things for you, Alex. I know you don't like the dashboard, so let's go and bring in the media library, make that full screen. This is going to be your layout. So let's go back to the layout manager and let's give it a name. We'll just call it without dashboard. And we'll add that. There we go. So now, if we go back into the layout manager, I've just walked into the studio. I want my version. I'll click on default. I'll click on load. And there we go. Mine is there for me. When I sneak out, you sneak in. You want to load your version. There it is. So that's the layout manager. Nice and easy. It's going to be a really useful tool if you share control rooms and studios.
Brilliant. So no more bickering between hosts on who's right and who's wrong then. So that's not the only time-saving new feature, is it?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about mixdowns next. And mixdowns are really cool because what it allows you to do is take a section of the PlayoutONE log, or even a whole hour, or even multiple hours, and mix them down into single files. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, perhaps you want to distribute that file to another radio station. Perhaps you're a content creator. Perhaps you want to create a listen again. What we've had to do before 5.1 is make this a manual process. You have to go to the log, find the hour, right-click, mix down. That all changes in 5.1. Let me show you how we do it. So we utilize file copy, and we've added a new action into file copy called PlayoutONE Mixdown. So let me just add this job, and we'll set up our details here. And the reason we're using file copy is because file copies are like a task scheduler. So we can schedule tasks, and one of the things we can schedule is mixdowns. Oops, I forgot to select the action. Let me go and select that. There we are. Now, once we've selected the PlayoutONE Mixdown, let's go to the Action tab. And here's where we can configure all our Mixdown settings. And the one I'm interested in is the bottom. We've got 4 different options for Mixdown, plenty in there from current hour, which doesn't right now, date add hour, so 5 hours in the future, specific hour, always the 10th at 10 p.m. But mine I'm going to choose for this little demo is a next day and hour. And I'm going to record my 80s show. And it always goes hour 8 p.m. on a Thursday. So it's the hour I always want to mix down, regardless. Every week, it's always Thursday, 8 p.m. I'm going to select types to ignore here. I'm going to select commercials. We don't want commercials in this mix down. And then once I'm happy with that, we can specify a file name. So let's go and call it something sensible that's going to make sense. And then what we can do is specify where we want this mix down to live. You could have it go to an auto importer folder and ingest directly into PlayoutONE. Quite useful for listen again. But for this demo, we'll go to the desktop. And now the crucial bit, when do we want to schedule this mix down to occur? Well, I record on a Monday. The show goes out on a Thursday. So why don't I mix this down on a Wednesday at midnight? By the time I come in on a Thursday, that mix down should be ready for me. And it's as simple as that. File copy will start mixing down. And the beautiful thing about this is you can make as many as you want. Go crazy with it. It can handle it.
So that's a handy new way of mixing down your audio then. But what about generating the content?
So let's talk about AI. It's here to stay, and it's going to help shape the future of radio. As a company, Air's already making our first steps into AI with our acquisition of radionewsai.com, a radio news service. If you haven't checked that out yet, please do so, radionewsai.com. And when it comes to content in your radio station, you may be utilizing some AI services. One of the ones that we've integrated with is Futuri's Audio AI service. Let's see how we set it up. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go to Auto Importer, and we're going to create a specific Auto Importer profile for Audio AI. I'm just going to knock one up here very, very quickly. You want to choose New UID for the method, and then if you go to the Overrides tab, choose a type for your Audio AI voice tracks to live in. I'm going to choose Production. Once you've set up your Auto Importer profile, go to File Copy, and this time we're going to create a new job for Futuri's Audio AI. The action is going to be the Audio AI integration. And then from the Action tab, we can start entering our credentials for Futuri. I'm entering mine in here now. You can contact them to get these details. And if you're missing some of these steps, I'm going a little bit too quick for you. Don't worry, we have a full guide at support.air.com. Now, I'm going to leave the other settings as they are. I've selected my Auto Importer profile. That is now ready to go. We recommend on the schedule, set it to every 5 minutes, every single day of every single hour of the week. That way you've always got up-to-date content. Now, once that's set up, PlayoutONE can talk to Futuri's Audio AI servers, and it can start requesting jobs. To request a job, we need to insert an Audio AI break note. Now, you can schedule these in Music Master, Music One, Natural Music, whichever scheduling system you use, just as a regular command, but you can also insert them on the fly as well. So I've created one here called Weather. That's matching with what's in Futuri's system. You'll see the red icon there to the right. Once that goes green, the audio will download and it will be automatically ingested into your PlayoutONE log. Very, very simple. Let's add one more. Let's go and insert one for news. So I've set this up in the back end at Futuri. It's called News in Futuri. So I create news here so they match. And then again, I insert it into the log. It's red right now, but once it downloads the audio, it will go green. Simple as that. Again, I know I've rattled through that in very, very quick time. You can find out all the details on how to set this up via our support site, support.air.com.
That's fantastic, Dave. A real breakthrough there for stations who are already dabbling in the field of AI. But what about the human voice trackers amongst us? Here there's another new feature that's going to hopefully make their lives a little easier too.
Absolutely. We've not forgotten you voice trackers of the world. You make our radio stations turn around the clock. Let's find out what shared voice tracks are and how they work for you. So a shared voice track allows me to share one voice track from one station in my organization and place it on another. So here's my more classic hit station. I'm going to insert what we now have as a shared voice track break note. We have to give it an ID. So I'm going to call this VT3. This will become more obvious in a minute on why we have to give it an ID. So there it is, my VT3 for my voice track. And then if we go to Classic Hits, which is the main station, I'm going to insert the same break note with the same ID in here as well. What that does is link the two together. So when I do a voice track in either station, it copies the voice track I've just recorded onto that same break note in the other station. You can schedule these again in your scheduling system. You don't have to type them in manually like I'm doing, but I'm just showing you this for a demo purpose. Right, let's go record our voice track in Classic Hits. And here we go. So I'm recording my voice track. I'm doing my wonderful voice track. I'm not going to announce the songs I'm going into because they will be different probably on the other station. So this is great for content specific stuff and stuff that's not station specific. So once I save this voice track, you'll notice there's now a blue microphone on the voice track. You see that there? That indicates it's a shared voice track and it's a little bit special. So That's all fine for this station. Let's go have a look at the other station and see what's happened. There it is. There is my voice track I recorded in the first station. It's copied over to the second station. And because when I set this up in this station, I said oversweep the voice track, it will overlay the intro of the next song, if there is one, automatically. Again, I know I've rattled through this in very, very quick time. All the details on how to set this up are at support.air.com.
Thanks, Dave. And also at support.air.com, there's a full list of all the new features that are available as part of PlayoutONE version 5.1. These are just a few of them, but there's so much more, isn't there?
Yeah, it's a big read. It's a very long list. We've been busy. It's been a year since version 5 came out the door. And one of the things we launched in version 5 was Audio Engine. Now, Audio Engine is magnificent. It's the future of radio. It changes how your radio station will operate. We've actually done a video on the benefits of Audio Engine, so please go seek that out. If you haven't yet moved to Audio Engine and you're a pro customer, we're encouraging you to do so in this 5.1 upgrade. You can book a upgrade with our support team. They can be contacted via the usual method, support@air.com. Please go seek the video out because you might find something in there that you didn't know it actually did. It's a very, very powerful tool, and I guarantee it will change the way your radio station runs.
Absolutely. It's a really powerful tool there. So if you're not already using Audio Engine, do make sure to read up on that. Dave, thank you so much for taking the time to talk through all of these new features. Obviously, as we said, there are so many more that we've not had time to touch on today, but yeah, there's dozens and dozens of new features that are worth reading up on if you've got time. As always, the whole Air team is here to help. If you do have any questions before you decide to upgrade, we've got a load of new guides available covering these new features at support.air.com. Or for anything that we haven't covered yet, do feel free to drop us a message at support@air.com.